So our first series of questions, we are told to calculate the tax amount using the tax rate in cell J2 using absolute reference. We have to multiply the unit price by the quantity to arrive at a subtotal, and then multiply that subtotal by the tax rate here to get our taxes. So first, we're going to sell E3. We're going to click in cell E3, and you'll see in the name box up here that it says E3. So while in E3, we're going to start with an equal sign. I'm going to type in equals. And this is very important. Whenever we put an equal sign, it tells Excel that a formula is on its way and there will be a calculation. So we start with equals, and then we are going to choose the first cell of the calculation, which is cell C3. And then C3 right here, our unit price. And then we type an asterisk for multiplication. And then we choose D3 and then hit enter on our keyboard. And if we click back into the cell, we'll see in our formula bar here the function or formula rather that we just typed in. And now the great thing about Excel is that we don't have to repeat ourselves. If when we are in cell E3 right here, the one that we just did the formula for, and if we press and hold shift on our keyboard and then use our down arrows to highlight the cells below until we get to E9, we can copy the formula down by doing hold control on your keyboard and then press D, and that copies down the formula. And if you keep your eyes on the formula bar here, you'll see C3 times D3 is what we typed in. And if I go to the one below it, it's C4 D4, C5 D5, so on and so on. That is how copying down a formula works. But we don't always want it to move when we copy. We don't always want the cells to move when we copy, and thus comes anchoring. Anchoring allows us to lock a cell, a column, or a row. In the next case, we are looking at taxes, and we want to multiply the subtotal by the tax rate here. But we only need one figure here for the tax rate. We want to lock that cell, J2, when we are copying a formula down. Now later, we are going to name the cell here, but for now, we're just going to use an absolute reference. So to do this, we're first going to go into cell F3 here, where we want to put in our calculation and type in equal sign. And then I'm going to use my arrow key to go to E3 for the subtotal, and then times. Then I'm going to use my arrows to go over to the tax rate of 7%, and then hit enter. You'll see, you can look at the formula again up here. Now I want to copy this down so we can populate the rest of this table here. I'm going to press and hold shift on F3 and then use my arrow keys to go down to F9, and then I'm going to hit Control D. And you'll see there's a problem because obviously these should not be 0, and that is because if you see in the cell we put in the cell here F3 that we put our calculation, it's E3 times J2, which is what we did, but the one below it, E4 J3, it's going here, and then here E5 J4, it keeps going down over here, but we want J2 to stay put. We don't want it to go below J2. So to do that, that's where anchoring comes in. So I'm going to delete these cells. And I'm going to redo the calculation. I'm going to do equals subtotal times, and I'm going to go to the tax rate. But while we hover over the 7% tax rate here, we are going to hit F4 on our keyboard. And that anchors J2 down. In other words, an absolute reference. And you'll see, instead of just saying E3 times J2 here, it's E3 times J2 with the money signs. So now, if we hit enter, and again, we copy down our formula, press and hold shift, go down, Control D, and you'll see it populates accordingly. So now if you look here, E4 times J2, E5 times J2, so on and so on. J2 is staying put because we anchored the cell down. And in this case, that is what we want because we only have tax rate in one cell here. Okay, now we're done with question 1. We'll see you in the next video.